Hi guys, AzureAce here, and I'm back with another Dragon Ball Super episode discussion. In the last episode, episode 47, we got the beginning episode of the much anticipated Future Trunks arc, and it did not disappoint. Devastation rocked Trunks' future as a black new enemy appeared. Future Bulma entrusted Trunks with the time machine fuel in order to take herself, Trunks, and future Mai back on a one-way trip to the past. However, Black struck and took the life of Bulma in a horrific fashion. Trunks and Mai headed to Capsule Corp to go back to the past. However, Black appeared, forcing Trunks to take action and fight against him. However, he was proving absolutely no match. Mai jumped into the fray as a decoy. However, a huge blast from Black struck Mai, which also took her life, as well as Black reveals that he looks exactly like Goku as we come to episode 48. Hope again. Trunks wakes up in the present. The Future Trunks arc is just the gift that keeps on giving. Second episode of the arc, almost perfect. This arc alone in 2 episodes is better than the entirety of the Resurrection F arc. I'm not even kidding, but that's enough jibber jabbering from me. I'll leave my thoughts to the overall judgment, so without further ado, let's jump into the discussion. First off, before we get into the actual discussion, new recap music. Absolutely love it, fits the themes of the arc and fits the tone a lot better than what the previous Chala Head Chala recap music did, which was actually the music I used throughout the entirety of my Champa and Potafu arc videos. Some very futuristic sounding, if that makes sense. You kind of have to hear it to know what I'm trying to get at. And also just to point out, the recap narrator does confirm Mai is dead, and many believe that she may have just been unconscious or something, but no, she is dead, she is gone, although it's likely she's probably going to get brought back somehow. So now let's actually get into the discussion. We start off exactly where episode 47 left off, with Trunks holding the dead Mai in his arms. Black starts kind of talking to him, he keeps saying Saiyajin, 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 so I really don't think that he is Goku, and I don't even think he is a Saiyan either. He does say like Saiyans are really interesting or something like that. That kind of implies he's not a Saiyan, but I guess I don't know what Black is. I'm really held up on the fact that he might be a Makaiyoshin because demons in mythology are like shapeshifters and things like that. But Trunks is trying to devise a plan to get back in time, and he decides he's going to try and fight Black. Black's basically bad-mouthing Mai, and we get the return of Super Saiyan Future Trunks. It looks so good. I've missed Super Saiyan Future Trunks for so long. However, this does beg the question, he only went just Super Saiyan 1. Does that mean he hasn't ascended to Super Saiyan 2 at all, or is he just like tired or too tired to go Super Saiyan 2? Also, his hairstyle for Super Saiyan looks a lot thicker than what his old hair in Dragon Ball Z used to be. It looks like, I don't know what it is about it. It looks a lot thicker than what his other one used to be, but I absolutely love it. Black and Future Trunks start fighting, and this entire fight is better than pretty much the entire Champa saga, except from, I'd say, Vegeta vs Kabe and Goku vs Hit. So it's really well animated, really well choreographed, so I'm really impressed with that. But Future Trunks, he flies in with a punch, and Black absolutely tanks it. Trunks is doing nothing when he starts firing back, and Trunks is taking it pretty well, which I'm surprised at. They start trading blows, and it looks so much like Dragon Ball Z. Black then smashes Trunks into a wall, falling through, and then flies up and fires these awesome looking yellow ki blasts at Trunks, who's getting absolutely decimated by Black. It's such a one-sided fight. Black starts charging up this, it looks like a yellow and black death ball. It actually looks really, really nice. But Trunks finds his sword and he throws it as hard as he can at Black, which blows the ki ball up, with the sword kind of boomeranging back to Trunks, who then surprisingly uses the Masenko, which we haven't seen him use it at all in the anime other than in the first Broly movie. That's the only time he's ever used the Masenko, and it's nice to see him use the Masenko in a canon sense. This allows Trunks to get away from Black as he is blocking the blast. Trunks arrives at Capsule Corp, and inside the building he finds many different machines and things that are on. Among them is none other than the good old time machine we know from the Cell saga. He puts the fuel that Bulma gave him into the machine and gets ready to go. The machine flies up into the air, and just so happens that it comes up right behind Black, and Black was trying to sense him. He uses this really good looking purple and black aura, whereupon the time machine does, like I said, appear behind him, and it alerts him. It starts charging up this dark purple and black, kind of dark Kamehameha, which looks really nice, and he fires it. He's about to connect with the time machine, and it vanishes as Trunks is able to escape from Black back to the past. Black starts powering up again to try and find Trunks, and he can't because he went back in time, luckily for him. We turn to a scene in the time machine going through time with Trunks inside, badly injured and hurting as he has flashbacks of Bulma and Mai dying. He then collapses inside the time machine, and we then cut back to the present timeline with Kid Trunks and, for some reason, the Pilaf gang in a classroom being taught maths and things like that, stuff I don't like. But Trunks gets asked to answer, but he doesn't know, and then there's this whole skit where Pilaf gives the answer in the most comical and Pilaf way possible. They finish class and head to lunch. It really looks like the Pilaf gang is going to have a surprisingly major role in this arc, especially Mai, I feel, because, Mai and Future Trunks, they're kind of an item together, and it actually looks like their kind of shenanigans will die down. They're not going to be trying things as much, especially for this arc anyway, and we do actually get a little hint of the relationship between at least Mai and Kid Trunks, with Mai being kind of pretty flirty, and then Trunks holds her hands and runs away, but she's like a 40-year-old woman flirting with a questionably aged kid. So I don't know how to feel about that, but it's nice to see that they're actually doing that now, because they never did it in the anime version of Battle of Gods when they did in the movie, so it's nice to see that. They're eating lunch, and it looks as though Trunks senses something, and we see this ripple in the sky as the time machine appears before them. The teacher is understandably freaking out, but Trunks flies over to the time machine and wipes I don't know what it is. It's just this black stuff off the glass of the time machine, and he sees a man who looks exactly like him inside, being Future Trunks. Pilaf urgently sends Shu to go and get Bulma, who flies around to the machine on this hover scooter thing. Bulma looks at the machine and asks Kid Trunks if a man, or I think he says a young man with blue hair is inside, with Kid Trunks replying yes, and Bulma looks concerned. We then cut to Future Trunks being put on a bed, with Bulma immediately going to find this kind of device that she uses to contact Whis with, so she can talk to Vegeta, leaving the teacher, Pilaf gang and Kid Trunks with Future Trunks. Pilaf and his gang, they speculate that Future Trunks is actually an older brother of Kid Trunks, and they kind of say, oh, they've been keeping this secret from you, Trunks. It's kind of funny actually. I really like the Pilaf gang, honestly. They're one of the parts of Super that have been pretty good for the whole series, kind of like how Jacko is, or how Jacko has been. We come back from a commercial break to see Bulma pretty much tearing her office apart to look for this device. She finds it after a bit and starts heading back to Future Trunks, trying to contact Whis on her way there. We then cut to Beerus' planet with Whis, Beerus, Goku and Vegeta having just finished eating what I'm guessing to be ramen. When Whis' staff starts blinking, Bulma starts talking to them, and she asks to get Vegeta immediately. Beerus shouts at her, thinking that she's just using the device for kind of friendly chat, where she shouts back, and then shows Vegeta and Goku Future Trunks lying in the bed, and they're obviously both surprised and shocked by this. Then Kid Trunks starts freaking out because he heard Bulma call Future Trunks Trunks. Man, I'm going to be saying Kid Trunks and Future Trunks and just Trunks in general a lot over this arc, and it's going to give me such a headache trying to keep up with it. But Vegeta tells Bulma to tell Kid Trunks to raise his power level so that Goku can lock onto his key for instant transmission. He goes out into the yard and turns Super Saiyan, with Goku being able to lock onto him. Beerus and Whis decide to tag along with Goku and Vegeta out of curiosity. as they all head back to Earth through instant transmission. They arrive and Vegeta immediately tells Goku to go to Korin's place to get some Senzu beans, where he goes straight away. We switch back to the future, and Black is still trying to find Future Trunks, but he can't find him. However, he does really he starts to begin to power up with this black aura. Now I'm wondering if this power up is going to be the kind of key to finding Future Trunks. So I mean, if he can find Future Trunks through time, that is something, you don't mess around with that. So it'd be absolutely crazy if he finds Trunks not just through space but through time as well. So we then cut back to the present. We are at Korin's tower with Yajirobe and Korin are playing limbo as Goku appears and talks for a bit before taking Senzu beans and going away back to the Capsule Corp. He throws a Senzu bean at Vegeta, he gives it to Bulma, who feeds it to Future Trunks. Future Trunks wakes up, and the first thing he sees as he awakes is Goku, which makes him start having these Vietnam PTSD flashbacks of Bulma and Mai's death, as this epic badass music starts playing as he jumps out the bed and immediately tries to uppercut Goku. Goku grabs his wrist right before he's able to, and right now, as far as Trunks is concerned, Goku is dead. He died sacrificing himself against Cell in the Cell saga, and he refused to be revived with the Dragon Balls as well. So right now, Trunks will be of the mindset that Goku is currently dead in both his and the present timelines. As he punches Goku, it shocks absolutely everyone, even Beerus and Whis, but then, cliffhanger, the episode ends there. Wow. My overall thoughts of this episode, yet again another stellar episode coming out of the Future Trunks arc. I must say, for all that Toei has done wrong so far in Super, they are seriously starting to make up for what they've done with this arc. 2 episodes back to back being absolutely amazing and completely off the charts. The animation was almost perfect in this episode. The fight between Trunks and Black was so much like Dragon Ball Z, and it was better than Resurrection S fighting, as well as the sheer majority of the fights in the Champa saga, and it only lasted 2 minutes, if that. Music, again, an absolute masterclass from Sumitomo. Major props to him. He has been absolutely busting his backside trying to do this music right, and he's done amazing. He doesn't deserve any of the hate he has been getting in the past now with this arc. And now that we've heard a couple more lines from Nozawa as Black, I can safely say without a doubt that she is the perfect candidate for his role. I am very interested in seeing if Sean Schemmel is going to be doing Black in the English dub of Super whenever that decides to drop. One thing I would like to point out, which kind of bugged me a little bit, is the fact that with Future Trunks' hair now being blue, and no, I'm not complaining about it, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. I love it a lot more than what his purple hair did, but for the fact that Bulma asked, is it a man with blue hair or something like that, for continuity's sake, she should have asked, is it a man with purple hair, because she knew him with purple hair, not blue. So are they kind of trying to ignore the fact that he has purple hair, or are they I don't know, it's weird because they even showed Future Trunks with purple hair in Trunks' flashbacks of the Cell saga, and they showed Trunks with purple hair in Resurrection F, killing Frieza, so it's weird in my eyes. But other than that, amazing episode of Dragon Ball Super down for the Future Trunks arc. One thing I would like to say, feels so bad for Trunks, man. The first thing you want to wake up to is not the person who just killed your mum and your love interest, but absolutely amazing episode. Now, with my overall judgment out of the way, it's time to get into the previews as we come to episode 49, entitled A Message from the Future, Goku Black Invades. Now here we have the first ever instance of them referring to Black as Goku Black or Black Goku, but as we get into the previews, we already know from the ending of episode 48 that Goku and Future Trunks will be having a fight or a spar of some sort, as Goku is in his Super Saiyan form against Trunks, who is also in his Super Saiyan form, which is actually kinda nice because it's a throwback back to Dragon Ball Z when Goku arrived back from Yardrat, and he and Trunks kind of fought with each other because Trunks wanted to test Goku to see if he was as strong as he said he was, or how strong people made Goku out to be to Trunks. But now it seems to be the other way around with Goku testing Trunks. We also see Black using this ring. We don't know what this ring is for, we've never seen it before up until this point. So maybe that's a way to communicate with the present timeline, you know, message from the future. And finally, the biggest point of interest in this episode is that either Goku, Vegeta or future Trunks go to the future, or either Black is able to come back to the present. Maybe that's what the ring is going to do. And we see Goku, Vegeta and future Trunks facing off against Goku Black in this next episode, or at least finding him. Cannot wait for this episode. I'm sure it's going to be a pretty action packed. If we're not going to get Goku Black versus Goku, or Goku Black versus Trunks again, we're going to get Goku versus Trunks. So cannot wait for that. If you guys like this video, please leave a like, comment your thoughts. What do you think is going to happen in the next episode? Please share this amongst your friends and subscribe to join the Azure Army today. Thank you.